I'm Donna.
And I'm Bruce, and this is Lyrical Wisdom.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for tuning in to Lyrical Wisdom, where we dive into song lyrics and offer heart-based wisdom through our interpretations. If you enjoy what you're hearing, don't forget you can catch every episode of Lyrical Wisdom on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, and more.
You can also find us on YouTube. Just search Lyrical Wisdom Show. Do you have a song you'd like to hear us shed some light on? You can email us requests, questions, comments to lyricalwisdomshow@gmail.com. That's lyricalwisdomshow@gmail.com. Or leave a comment on a YouTube video. We'd really love to hear from you. And all requests get an episode and a shout out.
So join us every Tuesday and Friday as we dig deep and deliver our wisdom. And thank you for sharing, liking, and subscribing to Lyrical Wisdom.
Well, hello, Bruce.
Hello, Donna. How are you today?
You know what? I am actually doing wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. I'm sure by now everybody knows that we do record our episodes for each and every one of you. Thank you so much for being here. We really, really appreciate you. And I am just so excited for today's song and for what's to come because it is a new beginning following a new year. It's
Beautiful.
2026, y'all.
It's 2026 and just another day in paradise, it sounds like to me.
Oh,
So
yeah.
it's good to see you this morning. It's good to see you. It's good to be here for everybody. Thank you. Like Donna said, thank you. Thank you. My love and gratitude to everybody out there, but especially to Donna. It's really good to see you guys. It's good to see Allison. It's good to see you too.
Yes, you'll be hearing this song in this new beginning. You can't help it, right? We can't go back.
No, you can't go back. And
Yeah.
it's so sweet to think of it that way because it's just like these new beginnings. I sometimes think that they could be equated to a dream,
Well, yeah, that's how a new beginning begins. Usually as a
as,
dream, a
as
sweet
a dream.
Yeah.
Yeah, very, very
Yeah.
sweet dreams. That's for sure. And
Yeah.
especially going into 2026. I think we all kind of feel that. Happy New Year, happy new 2026. I hope everybody out there is having a wonderful, wonderful new year. I'm sure you are. Great new beginnings, just like Donna was mentioning. So much to look forward to in 2026. That's for sure. Yeah.
Well, Bruce, it was, I don't know, but it's different than every other new year for me, mainly
Yeah.
because of what's happening in our skies, in the cosmos. We had this really, really incredibly powerful new moon or full moon, I mean,
Yeah.
full moon,
Yeah.
wolf moon that graced us on the second, third, and then when in numerology, 2026 equals 10. And of course, in numerology, you narrow it down. 1 plus 0 is 1, and 1 is new beginnings. So
Wow.
all around, it's the first year. I mean, January 1st, the first month, and the year in numerology is a number 1. It's a new beginning. And that wolf moon that shone upon us really helped forge that. I really think so in everyone's life. It's like, all right, this is it. That everything has been released. This is the beginning of your new life, your new dream, whatever you wish to dream, because it is time for dreams to come true.
Hooray. Well, I was just going to say, historically, if you know, and this isn't to put Donna on the spot, you guys. This isn't like, hey, let's try to, test Donna here. I'm not trying to do that. I can't help but ask, does the wolf moon have any like push behind those things you were talking about? Because it sounds like that. It sounds like it's kind of helping this move through. Like this
Oh,
is
it
like the, you
definitely
know,
is.
not
Um,
necessarily like the roto rooter of the business of it, but it's like a
right.
little coffee to help you go, you know.
Yes, yes, it is. Unlike most full moons have this like pulling energy where it kind of like allows you to release a lot of, what no longer serves you in your life. With ease, with grace and ease, you are able to purge and release on a full moon. Many babies are born on a full moon because of that. You know what I mean? It's all
Oh
about
yeah.
releasing. But this particular full moon, the wolf moon, did not have that energy surrounding it. It was a super moon, which means it's huge. It appeared
Yeah.
so large in the sky. And it was more about, like I said, cementing, putting in place I guess the understanding of it's a new year, the newness, the foundation of beginning life. You know what I'm saying? Beginning your journey, beginning whatever it is that, you were doing. This is it. It's
Wow.
time. It really
Wow.
was strong in let the past go.
Wow.
Everything from here forward is new. And what I do want to kind of say this real quick. Thank you all so much for being here and allowing me to speak my truth. But there's something I know from all of my journeys with Chief Golden Light Eagle in 2019 when I did a 13 moon walk, understanding indigenous their beliefs and what their different ways of living. A wolf, they have a beautiful understanding that within you are two wolves, and they have a belief about which wolf will you feed. I believe Nako even said this in a song. We've done
I think
Nako
you're
and
right. Yeah.
medicine for the
Yeah.
people before.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Which wolf are you going to feed? There's a
That's amazing.
wolf that is confident and strong and powerful. And then there's a wolf that is scared and doubtful. And do you know what I'm saying? It's kind of
Yeah.
like that, what people think of. And I hate using these words, but good versus bad,
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
light
Yeah.
versus dark. We
Yeah.
all have both within us.
Absolutely.
And
Well, and
so the question is, which wolf are you going to feed?
oh
And
my
that, I
gosh.
believe, is what this wolf moon was kind of stating for us,
Oh,
right?
Donna, bravo. I just have to say bravo because that is like for anybody listening right now. I'm going to talk to you guys out there. Like Donna's not here, which is really rude, but I just have to because it's my favorite thing to get you talking about those things because most of you might know this already, but I love it. Like Donna knows so much about this stuff that it is so wonderful to like hear you say those things because yeah, that was so beautiful. Thank you. Thank you so much for like talking about that because when I felt that, I thought there's got to be something there. And how awesome is it? Like we could probably dedicate an entire show to talking about your walk with the through the moons
Oh,
as
yeah.
you described.
Yeah.
Was that 13? Was
13
that there?
moons in a
Yeah. And
year. Yes.
so, that already, I'm sure there's questions going on out there thinking, and I'm going to ask you guys, if you want to ask that question, please do. put it in the comments, anything, email us and ask, why do they have 13 moons when there's only 12 months in the year? I
Yeah.
mean, why not? Like,
Yeah.
why not? Go ahead and ask, because I want to ask that question to Donna, but I know we got stuff that we have to talk about already.
That's
So I'm going
true.
to very, like a pouty little child, I'm going to say, I guess we got to do our job today and try to avoid talking about why is there 13 and it's not 12? I don't get it. No, so
Right.
I'm just going to, respectfully say, hey, you guys, bring it on, because I think that was a beautiful thing, Donna. And I think that's the sweetest dreams of it all. That's why we
So true.
we like are getting into this right now with you guys here. We love to feel these moments where that huge full moon, because the other thing you were talking about, and here's another thing I could get into, I'm sorry, but like the full moon seem to be happening in the next few months, like right around the same. I know that's probably totally normal, but for me, I was like, holy cow, that's like the first, second, or third of like the next 4 months, or like the
Yeah.
months coming up. And when you were saying that about 1 and 0 and new beginnings, I thought that's at the beginning of the month when you were talking about that. And so I know, like, maybe I could be reading into that for my own narrative, like, oh yeah, that makes me feel better, but honestly,
And that's
I don't.
okay because we're all on our own journey. Do what
Yes,
makes you feel good.
absolutely. It just seems like that's too much of a coincidence,
I
that
know it does. Yes.
those huge moons, these super things are happening like they are like that. I mean, holy cow.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
say lean into it, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Or just
But
fall.
or just
Let
fall,
go and fall. Yes,
Yeah.
because
And
spirits got you. And
spirits got you.
that's what the cool thing was our beautiful tech guru while we I was talking about which wolf will you feed? One makes you strong, one makes you weak. Those are the lyrics from Nako. And guess what the title of that album is? Or I mean
I
the title of the song. I'm sorry. The
no, it's
title of
okay.
that song is Great Spirit.
Beautiful.
I mean,
There's there's
yeah.
too many coincidences here. They're not
Exactly.
coincidences.
Exactly. So,
Oh, that's beautiful.
and
Well, and
it all
who
comes from dreams.
it all comes from dreams. And who are we to disagree?
I
Who
love
are
that,
we?
Bruce. Yes.
Because I
Thank you.
mean,
Thank you. Yeah. Because you know me, I love going off on tangents, but you're right.
oh no, I'm just
Who am I
I'm
to
who am
disagree?
I? Yeah, no, but I love it. That's why I
Yes.
say that, like, without any shame. For those of you listening, I love to talk to Don about these things, because this is the kind of conversation we get into before we even get to talk to you guys.
Yeah.
And I can't even tell you how Allie, our wonderful tech guru, good friend,
She's
she has to
fast.
and she gets to listen. She has to sit here and listen to us for quite a while. So,
Oh,
I anyway, I just know that, like, it's really enjoyable.
yeah.
But yeah, I know. I guess we got to get back to work, don't
Yeah.
we?
Yeah.
But
She's quick with
yeah,
finding the information that we need or are trying to remember and recall.
boy,
And
howdy.
that is one thing that I believe is beautiful about this song, Bruce, is recalling. So when you
Hmm.
do have those dreams, it's the sweet ones that you wish to recall or sometimes that
Yes.
you focus on. And
Yeah.
that is what today is all about. Thank you so much for joining us here today at Lyrical Wisdom. We have a beautiful song for you today. And as Bruce has wonderfully hinted, the song for today is Sweet Dreams Are Made of This by the Eurythmics. Sweet dreams are made of this. Who am I to disagree? I've traveled the world and the seven seas. Everybody's looking for something. Some of them want to use you. Some of them want to get used by you. Some of them want to abuse you. Some of them want to be abused. Sweet dreams are made of this. Who am I to disagree? I've traveled the world and the seven seas. Everybody's looking for something. Hold your head up. Keep your head up. Moving on. Hold your head up. Moving on. Keep your head up. Moving on. Hold your head up. Moving on. Keep your head up. Some of them want to use you. Some of them want to get used by you. Some of them want to abuse you. Some of them want to be abused. Sweet dreams are made of this. Who am I to disagree? I've traveled the world and the seven seas. Everybody's looking for something. Sweet dreams are made of this. Who am I to disagree? I've traveled the world and the seven seas. Everyone's looking for something. Everybody's looking for something. And then Bruce, the chorus repeats 4 more times. Sweet dreams are made of this. Who am I to disagree? I traveled the world and the seven seas. Everybody's looking for something. And she repeats
Beautiful.
that and repeats it and repeats
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
And so it's like, okay, okay.
That's amazing. I love that because one of the things that I remember listening to this song, I've listened to this song, I think, throughout my life, but mostly in my youth. And I say that respectfully.
Yes.
Um, and I remember just being fascinated with the way that her voice sounded.
Hmm.
Annie Lennox, to me, is such a beautiful, beautiful vocal artist who just that was one thing that is hard to convey to the listening audience out there right now. Reading these lyrics, we can open a window or shine a light on certain things about the lyrics, but we can't give you necessarily the vocal experience that she does because her vocalizations in this song are so beautiful. And they're also at times where it really, really hits like the bullseye, as far as to me, what the song could be kind of pointing towards, you know? Um, and I don't know. I think that, that, that is something that is quite kind of prevalent in the way that we look at this. Now, I'm going to let you make the comment on what Allie just opened the window on for
I
us, because we
know.
both, for those of you out there that don't know, I can see everything that Donna sees on her screen because we got somebody like Allie in our world and she is amazing. And so, yeah, we both get to see this stuff. So when she was asking you certain questions, I already have the answer. So, like we're just kind of asking out there to you. Sometimes she's asking me, but in this case, oh my gosh, this is something that I'm like, please,
This
please,
is
please.
beautiful. Yes,
Yes,
yes.
please.
So the song begins with sweet dreams are made of this. And in that moment, there is a pause in the brain
Yeah.
because it's like, wait a minute, is it? I thought it was these sweet
Yes.
dreams are made of these. And it's fascinating, Bruce, because these are really a plural of this, in my opinion.
No,
Um,
I think that could be everybody's, but yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you on that.
right, right. And the beautiful thing that Allison shared with us is that the these versus this in this particular song is a Mandela effect. In other words, many, many people have, they will swear the word is these. And it has
Yeah.
always been that in their head. Sweet dreams are made of these. And Bruce, it makes perfect sense
Yeah.
because the seven C's, there's a rhyming component in the lyrics that help you, the brain, put those two together, these and
Well,
C's.
Oh my gosh. No, you're right. That's the thing. It was, and thank you, Allison. Again, like we got some amazing stuff showing up and we're so
Hmm.
lucky. But, the part of this, many people, including a Wheel of Fortune contestant, remember it as these, creating a classic example of collective false memory.
Yes.
And so, what's funny is the false memory part. Now, that can sound a little like maybe rough around the edges. However, what's really cool about that with the Mandela effect is, and if you're not familiar with that, it's the memory of Nelson Mandela is either having gone to prison in South Africa and dying in prison, or having gone to prison and then coming out of prison and living and having a life afterwards.
Right.
Who remembers which? You guys could actually comment on that. Please do let us know. What do you remember out there? Because some people remember that he actually died in prison, and some people remember that he made it out of prison. And it's the Mandela effect is a psychological phenomenon where a large group of people or persons share the same false memory about past events, people, or details, with the name originating from many people incorrectly recalling Nelson Mandela dying in prison in the 1980s when he actually died in 2013. Now, like I said, there are a lot of people out there that remember that he died in prison, and I'm actually one of them. It's really weird to admit that in a lot of ways, but I'm actually one of them because I remember the time that he was in prison. I was alive at that time as a young man, and I remember that. And so, this song, that's a really funny way that this like touches on that, because for some people, that's like the New York Times crossword puzzle. When they receive it in the morning, they try to work on it, and it's very, very difficult. But this is something that's actually been proven. You work on it in the morning, you put it aside. Everybody has their collective Mandela effect memory, psychological effect out there in the world. Our collective consciousness gets together and it starts thinking things and putting it out there into the data plane, where all of this data is now circulating out in the ether, and we're sharing it. And so now we're sharing all the crossword puzzle that everybody's working on. So then you get home in the afternoon, or you get home for lunch, or you get home for dinner, or you get home for whatever it is, and eventually you have a chance to go work on that crossword puzzle, and you're going to solve certain parts of it. You're going to do more of it. You're going to have a better memory of it. And it's because of all the contributions of all of the other consciousness that's out there, just like the Mandela effect.
Bruce, I think it's just beautiful confirmation that we are one, that we're
Yes.
all connected, that there
Yes.
is a collective consciousness that is a part of us. It brings us to understand certain things when we put our consciousness into it. The thought,
Yeah.
some people may call it a parallel universe or a multiverse, things like
Yeah.
that. And for me, it is just a beautiful way of knowing that we are all one, and
Yeah.
that whether we remember this song or whether we accept this song as sweet dreams are made of this, or sweet dreams are made of these. The beautiful thing about it is that we can discuss it with everyone, because this and these are, to me, one and the same. It is
Yeah.
an
Yeah.
infinite possibility of thoughts, of that consciousness that we
Yeah.
all have the capability of tapping into. And most of the time, it does happen when you're asleep, because the consciousness is then free to be able to tap in to the all that is.
Yeah.
Whereas when
Yeah.
we're awake, we have all of these, belief structures and, boundaries in place that sometimes keep us from tapping into that all knowing information, Wi-Fi that's out there,
Yeah. Yes.
the
Yes.
collective
Absolutely.
consciousness. Yes.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. Because we're all, because I firmly believe that. I firmly believe that we are all tapped into each other. just like you were talking about. We're all like, we are all together and we're all one like that. And yes, that's why. And that,
You know, the really cool thing, I'm sorry to interrupt
no,
you,
you're good.
Bruce,
You're good.
but I'm just remembering we're doing this song because my daughter and I took a little trip and went to a retro restaurant bar area that was from the 80s. I mean, everything was the 80s, you know. And it was really, really cool. They had MTV, old, you know, the old videos you used to sit and watch. Um, Me as a teenager on TV because they didn't have cell phones and YouTube and things like that. It's called Retromania in Branson, Missouri. And it really was fun just stepping back in time, you know? But
Yeah.
what it was at the very beginning of that MTV, and you can find it on YouTube now. It is on YouTube, y'all. The song Sweet Dreams begins with her pointing to Earth, to the world, when she
Yeah. She
says,
take,
"Sweet dreams are made of this." And she's just pointing to the world. And
yeah,
for
she has,
me, yeah, that's that clue that everything that's in this world is what sweet dreams are made of.
yeah. Well,
It's
and
wherever you know, tap in where you want to go, so to
yeah,
speak.
no, absolutely. That's a beautiful way to not just link that, but to make it like that's to me, that's real. It because when she does that, I was Allison allowed us to watch that while Donna was just talking, and she's actually in what looks like a boardroom where you're in like a where the CEO and his board would be meeting, and at the end of the table, she's standing where the CEO would be standing, and she's holding like a pointer, a large cane pointer, and there's a screen behind her, and she does exactly what Donna says. She makes a point of pointing right at the earth. And the only pictures that we have of a real earth, like an actual real earth, are from outer space, from when the
Hmm.
astronauts went up into outer space. And that's where that footage is coming from. It's exactly where it is. So, really, like how you mentioned that is so true because I believe that that is exactly what she's saying. And throughout the entire song, in that video, if you will, there are moments when I think it's really kind of alluding to what we're talking about as well. Because then following that, there's actually behind her in the screen, as Allison was showing us, there's groups of people walking down a street or walking so close together, like they're in a busy city where that's how that morning foot traffic rush is going to be like downtown New York or something, where it's like shoulder to shoulder walking down the sidewalk. And so I think that's that collective consciousness, the earth, everybody, the collective consciousness of showing everybody together like that. And then more and more and more throughout this song, because sweet dreams are made of this. Who am I to disagree? I've traveled the world and the seven seas. Everybody's looking for something. And I feel like it's all kind of like one long sentence of just saying that very first line,
Yeah.
sweet dreams are made of this. I don't disagree with that. I firmly believe it. I've been a lot of places. It's the same there.
Right.
Everybody's the same. We're all one.
Who am
And
I
here,
to
yeah,
disagree?
yeah. And that's where like it goes on to kind of describe like I think in a way, and I don't want to get too fast into that, but when she goes into the some of them want to use you and all those little comments throughout the song that are so iconic when some of us have listened to this, I think that's what like some of this is just kind of like adding flavor and just putting like a little bit more like to put a fine point on it, as people would say, you know, so that this is the fine point that I'm going to put on this. Who am I to disagree? I've traveled the world in the seven seas. Everybody's looking for something, you know. If if the song just said that one line out of those four, that would
Hmm.
probably not quite make it quite as poetic as it is, because that's what it could be. Those all those four lines could just be everybody's looking for something, you
Yes.
know.
Well,
Everybody is.
and you know, that is so true. I love the fact that that she lets us know that I've traveled the world and the seven seas.
Yeah.
She's been to every every inch. I'm just thinking of the enormity of this, okay? She's traveled the world and the seven seas. So she has experienced all of what we call Earth
Yeah. Yeah.
and seen it all, been through it all, experienced it all.
Yeah.
And everybody's looking for something. And I
Yeah.
love that, how she just leaves it so open,
Yeah.
because I think that is what is the key to understanding what this is. In other words, sweet dreams are made of this. What is this?
Yeah.
You get to define what this is
Yeah.
through your travels of the world, the seven seas, and everybody's looking for something. Is to me that key that, hey, stop looking outside, stop looking at the world and the seven seas. That something you're looking for is within. That's where you're going to find it. She,
Absolutely.
is saying
Absolutely. Yeah.
that you can, your sweet dreams are made of this. And
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
is that aspect of you that is all that is. It's that divine essence, that spirit, that God within you. That's what sweet dreams are.
Yeah.
Who
Yeah.
am I to disagree?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Because I've traveled the world and the seven seas, and I have discovered that everybody's looking for something. Some of them want to use you. So for me, who is that some of them? Is that the dreams that she's discovering in her travels? Some dreams want to use you, some dreams want to get used by you. Or are these individual people that she has come up against in her travels, in her dreams, in her life?
Yeah. Yeah. Different aspects. Well, and I love that because to me, I also see, I like how you had mentioned that because some of them want to use you. That could be, many, there's so many different ways that we could think of like, well, what is she describing? And I just had this kind of come to me while you were talking about this. And I think that this could also be kind of alluding, I'm going to use that word again, um, to good and bad both exist and they also don't exist because everything just is. So, with that in mind, you have some of them want to use you. You have the exact opposite of what she's describing, and this is it's like the
Yin
two
yang,
things. Yeah, the two things
the
are,
good bad.
and that's the, yeah, exactly. Thank you. It's exactly that. It's like just basically adding that flavor, adding that fine point to what we're discussing really, and saying, yeah, some of them want to use you, some of them don't. Some of them want to abuse you, some of them don't. Like you're gonna. It's all. It is all, and that is what it all is. Like it is. And so I think that's a part of what that could be also saying is that like it isn't, you know, there is no good, there is no bad, there is no they want to use you or they don't want to use you. There's, it just is. And so I think that's a part of kind of what that, like on a very high level, I would say that that's kind of alluding to in that way. Because it it really repeats a lot, the song definitely repeats a lot.
Well, yeah, about the sweet dreams are made of
Yeah.
this. And that is, Bruce, something just came to mind for me that is so beautiful in this moment is that many people have a belief that this is not reality, that we're living in a dream, and that this all is a dream that we create. And this whole song alluding, I'm using your word, to
I love it.
that is
Yeah. Yeah.
it is. Sweet dreams are made of this.
Yeah.
Who am I? I've traveled. In other words, people, everybody's looking for something. They're dreaming. Their dreams are their reality, their way of being in this earth. And when you said everything just is when it hit home for me. Thank you, because that's what it is. It just is.
Yeah.
And for them, I think because it follows everybody's looking for something, that she is speaking about people when she says some of them want to use you, some of them want to get used by you, some of them want to abuse you, some of them want to be abused.
Yeah. Yeah.
In other words, their reality is that path. They are, you know, it's that victim martyr,
Yeah.
you know, syndrome. It's that, it's
Duality.
really, yeah, the duality, the dichotomy of earth, of the way we are, good versus
Yeah.
evil.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And,
Yeah. No, I
it
love that.
just is.
Yeah. No, I love that. And one of
So,
the
what do you
like,
do?
yeah.
You
So what
hold
do you
your
do?
head up
You hold your head up. I'm so
and you
glad
keep
that
your
we're
head
actually,
up,
you keep your head up. I'm so
just
glad we're at
moving
this
on.
point, just moving
Yeah.
on. Yeah. Hold your head up, keep your head up, moving on, hold your
Yes.
head up. And this part of the song to me is so iconic because it starts making you feel like, because the song isn't slow, but it doesn't have like a flow that makes you feel like you're being like, I don't know how to put it, but like they say that certain like dance music or music out in the evenings can have like a beat to it that'll make your heart rate increase. And I believe in that because there's a bass in there. And of course, I mean, that's what we can do. We can match that, like that ultrasonic or whatever it is. But in this case, like I feel like this song has a more relaxed like feel and flow to it. But then this part makes me feel like it's kind of pushing a little bit. And that's where I feel like it's because of that message. You got to hold your head up, keep your head up, moving on, like we're just going to keep moving forward and not like, we're going to just let this go off us like water on a duck and just keep on moving forward through it, because all of these things just are. They're not
Yeah.
good, they're not bad. They just, this just is. And then it goes into one of the most, I think, iconic moments in the song where she's singing like she is because the vocals are beautiful through keep your head up, moving on, hold your head up, moving on, keep your head up. And then there's what sounds like strings. It's like the violin. And it makes a sound like the violin comes in like, and I think it's a keyboard, but then it goes into the dance beat. And it's just like that's where I feel like everybody knows that sound. And I know you all know that sound because it makes that, keep your head up and then it goes into it and it's just like it's iconic. And I feel like that moment just really picks you up. It's like Annie Lennox is holding us in the palm of her hand and just like she's just so captivated us with this song.
Well, yeah, her voice, Bruce, throughout the song, it is very dreamlike.
Yeah.
She continues this vocal throughout the
Yes.
song
Yeah. Yeah.
that
Yeah.
really makes you feel the dreaminess of reality. And then, like you said, this particular part that we're speaking on, hold your head up, keep your head up, moving on, hold your head up, moving on, keep your head up, moving on. It's she's really states it. It's like
Yeah.
this is a command.
Yeah.
This is how you do it, folks. Listen to
Yeah.
me. It
Yeah.
is. It's this, this is what you do. And then she goes back into some of them want to use you, some of them want to get used by you, some of them want to abuse you, some of them want to be abused. And
Yeah.
it's a different energy there because she's saying this is life. Sweet
Yeah.
dreams are made of this.
Yeah.
This sweet dreams are made of all of this, of life,
Yeah.
of the good, the bad, the you know, the light, the dark, whatever it is. It is that's what sweet dreams are made of. And
Yeah.
learning to hold your head up, moving on, keep your head up, moving on is what to me brings in the sweetness.
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. Because, well, I know we could wax prophetic about a lot of the reasons why I don't like to, why I personally don't like to think about negative things or look towards something having a negative outcome. For me, I just believe that if I can keep my thoughts and certain things like, and I don't have to work at it, it just comes naturally, really, but just in love and just know that and know that I'm keeping my head up because I feel that love and gratitude for everything that I'm witnessing and seeing. And I feel like that's a part of this. It would be too simple for me to describe this as, um, something so simple would be like, you know, uh, always look on the bright side of life, like from the Monty Python movie at the very end.
Mhm.
Just it's like a little bit simple like that. I don't want to think of it that way. For me, it's a more natural way. It's just what I feel inside. I don't feel inside like I want to dwell on thinking about a bad outcome of something because then if I think about that outcome happening that way, it usually does. If I think about it happening in a much more positive way, it's going to. I have a better chance of having that outcome. It's just something that always seems to work, and so I can't say that's like my mantra or anything. It's just something I feel, and that's where I feel like she's taking us. Is it's like this is just like you said, this is life. This is what we're it's
Yeah.
this is that sweet dream because I agree with you. I do believe that there are many levels of consciousness that we experience. Dreams are one consciousness that we experience. Our own living now is, and what I'm experiencing with Donna this morning is another consciousness. And there are other versions of that. And I believe that's how we function in a multiverse of energy. and
Hmm.
and I think that that is what is so unique about how this song kind of touches that. I think it really kind of makes a very subtle comment towards that, in these sweet dreams, because that's what I think she's not outwardly saying. I'm not going to point at Annie Lennox and be like, "This is what you're saying." No, I'm just saying, that it could, it could be
Yeah.
a very subtle way of opening that window. Because to me, that it is, because I agree with you. I think that we have all of these sweet dreams that we have access to, and sometimes we remember them, but this one we remember the most vividly. All the other ones are a little bit
Hmm.
more difficult.
Yes, yes. And I believe sweet dreams are made of this. Who am I to disagree? I've traveled the world and the seven seas. Everybody's looking for something.
Yeah.
This is what she repeats and repeats and repeats. The song is this. And
Yes.
I believe that there's also, as I was listening to you speak, my energy began to move, and I was understanding that sweet dreams are made of this. And I posed the question at the beginning, what is this? And I would love for you all to respond, whether it's these or this for you. And what is this? Because for me, it is that connection with you, your higher self, with the divine that is in you and all that is. It is that moment of silence, of meditation, of connection. Sweet dreams are made of this. And it's just sitting still in that moment and allowing the bliss and love and all just to flow over you. Who am I to disagree? I've traveled everyone's looking for something. Everyone, including me, we're all looking for that bliss, that joy, that happiness, the, you know, stress-free life,
Yeah. Yeah.
to lose the anxiety, to lose the anger, and realizing that it's always there and it is a part of me, is the beauty, and the sweet dreams are made of this. This. Find
Yeah.
your this. What is this for you?
Yeah, I agree. And I think that that is something that, I think that we can find that easily in the song. And I'm so glad you just asked that because that was how our conversation started. Um,
Yes.
like we started talking about the song before we even started the show, and Donna looked at Allie and I and was like, "What is this?" And I was like, what are you talking about?" Because at first I was like, "What is she looking at? What am I thinking I'm supposed to? What am I supposed to look at?" And then I realized that's the lyric, and that is such an important question. And I'm so grateful that you asked it. What is this? And what is your this? And you know, your this can come to you out of moments of feeling like you're at a bottom down, you feel like you finally hit that bottom and you're like, oh my gosh, like I'm finally going to be coming out of this moment, out of this. Or maybe your this is the thing that you're coming out of into. And I think that's what it is for me is 2026. This
Oh,
is
yay.
2026,
That's beautiful,
and
Bruce. Yeah.
and I think that's, like we were talking about the wolf and the things at the beginning of the show. And I think that's what this is to me. So yeah, I would love to know what anybody else thinks out there. What is your this? Just like Don asked you. I think that's a beautiful thing.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. Because who am I to disagree? Your this is
Yeah.
your this.
Yeah.
And like you said, Bruce, you can find it in a moment of being abused, of
Yes.
being, the abuser, of getting used or using people. A realization sets in and you realize everybody's looking for something. You can
Yeah.
travel the world and all the seven seas.
Yeah.
You have to find your sweet dreams through your
Absolutely.
this.
Yeah, absolutely. And as the words sound a little, I want to say aggressive in the sense of how the lyrics are written, but I think that's the wonderful thing about taking the actual words with maybe a little grain of salt. Everybody's looking for something is such a beautiful way to put
Mhm.
it as a synopsis. Now, some of them want to use you, some of them want to be used by you. When we think about that, sometimes that doesn't sound like, oh, that's a really great thing, but the reality is that there is nuance to that I believe we are talking about today. And that is, yeah, there is somebody being used in a way that we could maybe associate with a little bit of a negative experience. But I got to admit, there are so many ways that we are used by other people in there in that way that is just natural and organic, and how we use other people in the same way. And so I don't think that it would be accurate to just think of it in a way that like it's abuse, like, that kind
Mhm.
of like
Mhm.
flat definition of it.
Right.
I think there's nuance to this that is put in there by, the Eurythmics in this case. And I think that, that's an important way to look at it. Now that's hard. It's a song lyric. It's not like it's an actual experience for somebody. So it's a little easier to add nuance to this. But in that sense, I think that's what I feel like that's what it's kind of injecting in there.
Right. Right. Yes, I agree. And
You
when
know,
you hold your head up and you keep moving on, that's when strength and confidence and knowingness comes in, and you're in a sweet dream.
yes, yes, yeah,
Thank you. Oh, this was a great day. Wow. I feel like we've said so much and
yes,
experienced so much, and I have learned a lot today too. Um, thank you all. This is such a beautiful co-creative process
yes,
that
yes.
happens here, and it's because of you. We really, really appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you so, so much for being here today on
Lyrical
Wisdom.